good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. Boom. And today, we're going to be taking a look at Neon. It is a step sequencer with generative abilities. It's pretty damn rad, pretty damn colourful. We're going to get into it now. Hello, welcome to the show. My name's Jade. This is How to App on iOS. I hope you're all doing well. Yeah. Who saw the eclipse? Did you all get eclipse? Today I woke up and saw images of it here from Australia, watched the YouTube videos, saw Thomas Christ checking out the eclipse. Looked like fun. We've had eclipses here before. It's an eclipse. Rad stuff. Let's sound off in the chat if you saw the eclipse. Welcome to our Wart Warriors. You can become a Wart Warrior by clicking the join button down below. It's $1 a month and you get cool emojis and access to lots of stuff, things, all that. All right, we've got a big show today. Got to get through a hell of a lot because the person, here's this guy here, Pete Johns. He's changed his show, so YML's on today. I didn't know yesterday, and I sent you all to YML because I can't keep up with everything. Pete Johns has got YML happening today straight after this, so I've got to try and get, because normally this day I have a little bit of an extended show and I put the apps that are a little bit harder. But that didn't happen. So we've got to try and get through a lot of stuff today. All right, let's say hello to you all quickly, and then we'll get into this app because it's quite comprehensive. It's really cool. It makes some beautiful sounds. Ed Metal, what's going on? Jim Shannon, Rise of Dark Leela, just had a great show. Jenny Jolavis, no eclipse. Ed B had full totality. I was fully naked. Pete Johns, what's going on? Joe and Barry Glenn. Barry's probably far behind. That's Joe there with the double nickname. Lady Campion, hello, my dear. Already say hello to you? Probably did. Jim Shannon on sounds. I'm still calling you Jim Shannon on sounds. Remember that old nickname? Audible Video. Boom. What's happening? And Falcon Blueser. Good to see you. Saw some photos of your daughter over at Disneyland. Awesome. Good stuff. Today's featured artist, my friends, is Kid Kane. We'll close the show with Kid Kane's brand new track. The app we're looking at is Neon. There's the links for Kid Kane's music, Bandcamp, and his YouTube channel. Go sub him up, do the right thing. And all of that jazz. Let's go over here. There's Barry Glenn, supposed to be here at 1 p.m. Oh, there we go. So, yes, we saw it. Good. 20%. It's a thing, isn't it? Chem, what's going on? We've got Chem K's app coming up. Chem's in the house. We're looking at Chem's brand new app. Not tomorrow, the day after. So make sure you lock that one in. It's rad. It's good, great fun. And hopefully we'll have Chem here all the time because he is a decent human being who comes and supports us. We love when developers come here. We froth at the mouth when developers come and hang out with us. So, yeah, today you probably expected me to be doing Audio Kit Pro's new synth, but it's still not out. But let me tell you something special. Tomorrow when I do it, you're getting something better than every other tutorial show. I maybe have an exclusive. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. See, it pays to wait sometimes to do your review instead of like be the first. Just chill your jets, man. It's all good. Thanks, Leela, for dumping some links in there and stuff. You rock, Leela. All right. Let's get into this app. Hey, Deep Gravity as well. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. So we need to oge over to this place, thebeatcommunity.com. Boom. K7D by Imaginando is on half price sale. Mezzanine is on sale as well. Tonality is on sale. Nembriti dropped Bass Hammer, which we'll look at next week. Patterning 3 is up for pre-order. Yes, it's up for pre-order. Very exciting stuff. Autumn Rock updated their vocal pitch monitor. Lovely. And we're looking at Blease's multi-band compressor on Friday, US, UK time. Piano motifs continually getting updated as well. I really need to do another show on that just to show you all the cool stuff that's been happening there. Price drops. K7D delay, we already covered these. Patterning 2's on sale. You've got a couple of apps from 4 Pockets on sale. Elastic drums. Call gaps are still on sale. We looked at Korg's new AUV3 version of IM1. That's rad. So lots of stuff on sale because it's the summer sale, I guess, for the US. Is that what it's called? We're heading to winter here, or spring, I guess so. Neon is what we're looking at today. It's $4.99. It's worth every cent. $5 worth every cent. Before we get into it, let's talk about the generative stuff. So you see the word generative bantered around a fair lot, you know, and we've got the master of generative apps here, Chemol K. He is the king. So there's that. Now, this is a step sequencer with generative abilities. So the more modifiers you add, the more generative stuff you can generate. This is not just a simple generator. It just doesn't make random stuff, all right? So you create a sequence and then you generate other randomization from there. Just to be clear, so people don't lose their absolute minds, because people do. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's open up this little project I've made here. We got 4 instances of Neon running. We got a piano. We got some bass. We got Hammerhead doing some drums. We got Nerd Synth running, the new version. Ooh, which I'm not going to show you because anyway, keep it dark. And a bit of Synth Master too. Let's hit play and see what happens. First, I'm going to go yoink, yoink, yoink. I didn't want to do that. We'll do this. Let me just... No, everything's going wrong. Multi. There we go. Let's drag this, get rid of those settings. And we'll yoink this one. Come on, dude. There we go. And let's hit play and see what happens. Okay, so you can hear it makes some pretty damn rad stuff. Hey, Feisty Feather, what's going on? Good to see you, my friend Heather. Love you. All right, let's clear this out, this little project. Now I whipped up this project in what? 18 minutes, something ludicrous like that. This is a MIDI processor. It makes no sound. It generates MIDI to send wherever you like. You can send it to whatever instrument you damn well like. Yes, you can use it in Logic. I've tested it. It works. It had an update recently. It had its first update, so it works in Logic. The update was so it fixed the problem that it was having with Logic. For those of you who want to know, it's not going to work in GarageBand because GarageBand doesn't let you do that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm just going to throw in a piano tech just because it's simple and we just want to cover the basics of how it works first. So of course you're going to load a MIDI instance of it and search for neon. And we want to send neon output over to piano tech. So this is sending any MIDI data I create over to this piano, and we'll add some effects later. Here is the interface. It is really, really pretty. So you've got these little tabs across the top here, and you've got your settings. It'll open this little settings panel for you over to the side. You can get rid of these at any time. They don't have to always be on the screen. Then you have your modifiers, and they will pop up down below here underneath, and these will get larger and fill up the more you go on. You have states. These are your programs. So think of like you've got also 8 programs, and these can be actually put into a song mode. We'll cover that lastly. There is a song mode happening. Yes, it did fix that as well. I didn't go into that Audible because, yeah, there's no presets, right? So you've got a demo here I can load up. So when it's fully going, you can see there's a lot of things happening. Okay, I'm just going to clear this out. I don't know how I can get rid of the demo, so we'll just start a new one there. Shoot this over. The first thing I'm going to cover with it is the colors, because there are lots of colors. And the reshaping is really sweet too. Look at this. It reshapes really well. So I really like the reshaping. It's very cool. I like these little menus too, the way they move, the little 3D menus. They're really fun. So settings, modifiers, states, and presets. You can save your own presets. When you save a preset, it will save all of these states as well. So if you've made multiple things in here, you've done different pages of things in here, they will also be saved within that save preset, yeah? So just so you know that to kick off. All right, let's start off with colors. We'll get rid of everything here so it's nice and neat on the screen. Colors can be found down here. Now, whenever you click on anything on this, it always pops up another menu here. So I'm holding down just so you can see on my screen. Whoops, my camera's a bit off kilter today. There we go. So I'm holding down I'm clicking on this, but if you use your finger, if I hold down, it will pop out this little menu. And you just slide across and then slide up and down to run through this menu. So you've got all these colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, purple. And what's really sweet, if I choose red and then I go in and choose a different state, I can change the color of this state to yellow. And when I bounce between the states, they retain their color. So you know, if you really wanted to know what state was running, and you wanted to choose colors across the bottom, you can do so. That's a really neat little thing that it remembers everything like that. So we'll stay here on state 1. We'll close those states. We don't need them at the moment. We'll go back to big screen for you all. And back up to the top. So here's where you choose your root note. Of course, you've got all your notes. We'll stick with a C. So this is all going to be in C. You've got a heap of scales. Look at them all. It's very generous. So I can scroll down all the way. Look at this. And it's so many scales that you'll see when I scroll, I have to kind of take my finger off and keep going because I get all the way to my bottom of my iPad and run out of room. So look at them all. It's just, there's a lot of scales. Plenty of scale. You can't complain about scales with this. It's just a lot all the way up. So we'll stick with a minor. How's that? We'll go with the C minor for our first scale. You can change the octave as well. Click on this, decide what octave you would like this. This is so we're talking about the bass. These settings here control the basis, the start, the first sequence that you have here, yeah? So there you go. This is your first sequence, and then anything else off that with modifiers, you will see what happens. Let's hit play and show you what happens. So no matter what, the first time you run this, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get that. So I've got my BPM set to 100 at the moment, and that is 100. There you go. So how do we change that and slow that down? Of course, you can slow down the beats, but you also have a division here, and you're going to be using a lot of divisions. Right, so if we could just go into our divisions, put this up to 4, and you can see we've divided that 100 BPM by 4, and we're off. I can change this to all the way up to a division of, I mean, it's pretty crazy. The divisions go all the way up to 64 divisions. So you can really create some drones if you wanted as well by doing whole notes and stuff, hold notes, things like that. So yeah. Let's bring it back down to something kind of sensible so we can see what's happening. Let's just go to, we'll sit at 4. You can also hit reverse. We've got a little reverse over here. And now it'll go backwards in the sequence. Turn it down so it's not too annoying. All right, let's talk about the order of things because this is where it gets very fascinating. In our order section here, this is linear, so it's going to keep running and then coming back like a normal sequencer. We've got a ping pong. We're just going to go all the way to the end, play the last note once and come back. Get to the end, play another extra note and go back. You've got a pendulum, which is virtually the same, but it doesn't play the last note twice. It just hits and comes back, right? So it's like an actual pendulum. It doesn't hang on those last notes. Doink, back. There's a lot of these. We've got random. So things are just going to go random. We've got a shuffle, which I don't know the difference, but hey, it's randomly shuffling, I guess. So this is Brownian, and you can see here, watch it. It goes 2, 3, forward, forward, back, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. It's wild. We've got a hopscotch. So this one, I think it actually skips over one and goes back. If you watch the patterns, you'll see how they work over time. You've got up, shift 1. Up, shift 2. So it'll shift 2 forward. But there's plenty of these. Converge. So these work, this one works from the inside out. So you see it goes in to the middle and then starts here. In, and gets back to the middle and starts back on the outside. Where diverge is the opposite. It starts on the outside. So if we start again, or it starts on the inside, it's the opposite. Diverge is from the inside out and converge is from the outside in. Growing. I mean, there's so many options here. Once we get to modifiers, you'll see where it gets bonkers. So this one plays an extra 1 every time and then goes back to the start. Right? Growing and then shrinking. We'll start shrinking. This goes all the way to the end, then to the end and up to here and back, and then up to here and back. And we've got, where are we? Growing, shrinking, and then pedal point. Pedal point's really interesting. It's actually really fun, this one. So it goes start, here, back, there. It jumps forward, back to the start, and then to the next one. So you can see that pattern. I really like pedal points, really fun. Let's just go back to linear. Okay, so there's all of our orders there. And now remember, we've got a minor scale set. So if you start moving these up, you'll see a representation of the notes in the scale as we go up. So we're in C, so we can do an F here. Let's do a C again, maybe a D, and you can just do whatever you want. You know, go crazy because it's in the scale. Right? Hit play. And we are rocking with our first pattern. Okay, let's talk about pulses. So pulses, oh, we've also got a swing here. Let me just do this. You can add a bit of swing to it. Bring it back to 50% and there's all your swing gone, right? So if you really want to get crazy, and we've got a reset count as well too. So you can reset the order after so many playthroughs. So you could get to like, see how I've got this set to 1. It's just going to keep resetting and not get through the actual, let's go 2. Right, so it's only playing 2 in here now because I've set the reset count to 2 and this goes up, you know, a lot. You can also remove tracks from here, from the 8, by double clicking and they will fade out. And you can see they're faded out down here. So this again starts to give you the kind of randomization that you may want. Double tap again to add them back into the sequence. So you'll see, let's start, we've covered this. This is our settings. Let's talk about these pulses down here. This controls how the pulse is played, right? So, or how many pulses there are. So I can go in here now and choose, say, for this particular one, 4 pulses. Now, do you see that? It just played 1 note over 4. Watch it count down. Now, these are great. This single note, if you're using like strings or anything that has like, you know, long notes instead of just short notes. But we can change this as well. So let's just focus on this one here with 4 pulses, and we have a gate mode underneath. So with our gate mode, you've got single, multi, or hold. Now with hold, this is perfect for using like a string note or something that's going to sustain out. We also have multi. So if I move this to multi, watch what happens. You're actually going to get the notes played. So if I go in here and add 2 notes, go over here and add 3, and then we go in and change these to multis. All right, so hopefully you understand that. Or you can have a rest as well. So you can go in here and change this to a rest and it won't be played. And I could go in here and then add 4 pulses and it'll be a 4 pulse rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, and continues, right? So pretty kind of standard sequencing stuff here, just with a very, very pretty interface here. Now let's talk about the octave over here in our settings. If I hold this, I can bring the octave up or down. So you got instantly, you can change the main pattern to whatever octave you like. Let's take this rest down to a 2 instead. Okay, so that's the fundamental basics of setting up an initial sequence. Let's talk about modifiers. So if we click our modifier tab, it brings up Add Modifier down the bottom here. If you tap the Add Modifier section, you are presented with this little tray down the bottom here. And this little button over here. Now you can access this by tapping this little thing in here, this little stretchy. It's like a little screen with 2 arrows saying stretch, or just clicking on this. So there's 2 ways to get to this section. And here's where it gets crazy. So you'll see it's running at a different speed to the rest of this project because it has its own division rate. Each of these modifiers can have their own division. So we're currently set to a 1. Let's just set it to a division of 2. And these are the things you can modify. You've got unassigned, which is going to be every time you create a new one, an octave, transpose, velocities, CC notes, pulse patterns, gate mode, gate length, ratcheting, divisions, and order. So there's a whole bunch of things you can do here. We'll start with an octave. And I can now start moving these to different octaves. Now you'll see they're not running at the same speed as this. So this is where you start to get some really crazy stuff. We can bring this up to 4. Let's just stop it, hit play. Now it's still running ahead because we've got all these extra notes in here. So but what you can do is decide the order, just like you could up here. You've got all the same patterns, linear, sync, but we've got this sync one here. This is new. And what sync does, it syncs it up with the main sequence. So all these octave changes are going to affect at the same time. But if we say scroll down to like let's do like a random, now it's just all over the place. We can slow these down with divisions. Let's do some kind of extreme stuff here. Now you don't know where they're going to land. Now this is where the generative stuff comes in. I know I've seen people get really butthurt and go, but it's not generative. Because you don't know where these modifiers are going to land to our main sequence. Right? It's probably a bit extreme, those 4s. And just like being able to click on these tracks to silence them, you can do the same with these. We can turn these off. Now let me stop this for a sec. Hey, Zach, what's going on? And Oceans in Space, hello. Okay. Let's talk about the on button here. So you can turn these on and off as well. So if you don't want them to run the whole 8, down here, you've got an off. So you see it puts a cross through it. So that's not going to run. So if we hit play now, this one's never going to appear in the pattern. But also with each of these, you have probabilities. So if I hold down, we can decide, say, a 40% probability, a 20% probability over here. So there's even more stuff. We've got this one turned off. We've got probability over here. So let's start adding just some effects to it. Hey, Thomas, nice video on your Eclipse stuff today. I saw it this morning. And of course, we're going to add Stellar Vox because it's beautiful. So yeah, right now, this is completely, it's running this sequence, but it's starting to get more randomized. Like, you're not going to hear the same thing over and over again. Trust me, you may think you are, but you're not. It just, that's the way it rolls. We're at the halfway point of the show, my friends. So I need to do this. Hello. Because we run an ad every day at the halfway point to pay the bills. So if you'd like to avoid the ad here live in the stream, become a YouTube Premium member and you can, or just skip the ad if it pops up. You may or may not get an ad. The ad has been run. And while we're waiting for people to get back, because we don't want you to miss a second of the wild, uncontrollable action of this sequence tomorrow. Finally, you are going to get the scoop tomorrow. You will not want to miss this episode tomorrow of How to Up on iOS, because we're looking at Nerd Synth, and I have something that you have not seen on this. It hasn't dropped yet. We're hoping it's going to be tonight. It's going to be out. But there is something added to this version that I only have. Only me. It's true. It's only me. So we're looking at that tomorrow. Then we're taking a look at this baby. Oops, this thing here. Kebab by Chem OK. Then on Thursday, we have an interview with Crimson Crux. I just haven't made the thumbnail yet. I got all the info last night, so that'll be done later today. And then on Friday, we're taking a look at Blease's multi-band compressor. Boom. All right, let's get on with this. We got a lot more to cover. So we've added one modifier, right? And if I want to close this modifier, I can just do that, yoink. And when you hit play now, you get this little representation down here. And you can click on this and access it even while it's in this little state. If you want to open it back up, there it is. If you want to turn it off, there's a little off button here. So now it has no effect. Let's turn it back on. Maybe. There we go. We're off now. Okay, but you can add more modifiers. So let's add a new modifier. And what else can we add? Because we've got an octave, we've got velocity. Here's the fun one. Let's go for it. Ratcheting. We can go in and add ratchets to this as well. So let's do a division of 4. And let's just go crazy with some ratchets. We can change this to whatever we want. And now when you jump out of here, even right now, you can see we've got a lot of variation happening down here. Things are running out of control. Oh, it was so rad. WrestleMania yesterday was, man, they were right. It was the greatest WrestleMania of all time. I cried. Cody finished the story. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. The cash in at the start. Oh, man, it was so good. WrestleMania rocked yesterday. Best WrestleMania. End of an era, start of a new era. It was so good. So we've got ratcheting going on now. Let's mix it up a bit more. I mean, again, we can change the division to something odd, or to a 7 division, you know. And at any time, notice down the bottom here, we have this stage mask. We can go in here and remove. We can mask like 2, 4, and 7. So they're still being played. Just so you know, there's a difference, right? With masking. You can turn these off, right? You can go down here and turn it off, and it won't be played, okay? It just won't be played at all. But you can also go in here and mask. I can mask number 1 and it will still be played, it just won't register. So it still gets included, see how it got included there? But it didn't get played compared to me going in and actually turning it off and out of the mix, right? Let's unmask it. So you can mask easily down here. You can turn all this off in one go. You've got a little enabled thing. And let's just stop it here. I'm trying to get through explaining exactly this last bit here. So this is something to pay attention to. This is the advanced mode. Now, you can decide how the modifiers move, by how they actually move forward in the chain by either pulse. So a pulse is this, remember? Pulse. Or by the note, by the ratchet, or by the stage. So again, more variation. We change it by the note here. And it's not going to move forward until... So you can see it's let's go back and just speed this up a bit. And if we dive out, you can see we're running things completely different here. Let's add another modifier. And in this one, we'll add a transpose. So with transpose, it's different than an octave. You're adding semitones. Let's slow down the division to a 4. And we can go in here and add semitones in here. So hopefully now you're starting to see this is generative. It is generating stuff. The modifiers is where the generative stuff happens, right? And I think, I'm not sure exactly how many, you can add heaps of these. You can keep going, add modifier, add modifier, add modifier. Look. So that is the limit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can add 8 modifiers. What do we got? Let's add in a pulse count. Let's show you some pulse counts. So these pulse counts will override. We'll slow this down. They will override how many times the pulse is. So the pulse is counted. Yeah, you won't need any more than 8. You'll get lost. Let's talk about pulse patterns. So we'll click on another one. This is a pulse pattern. Now with these, you can really affect what's going on. Click on it and you can change the patterns in here, right? Look at this. So you can have like, it goes pretty high. And anything that has a black circle is a skip note, and anything with a filled in dot is a note. So these will override what is going up here. And now you're starting to get out of control. And again, all of these have an on and off, or a randomizer, or a dice roll, 60% kind of thing. You can choose whatever you want. And again, you can change the way this moves. So when we pop out, we got chaos, man. It's a really beautiful app. It absolutely is beautiful. I love it. I think it's wonderful. See, we didn't hear that pattern before. What else do we have in here? So, we've got CCs, we've got gate mode and length mode. These will overwrite the main mode division. So you can actually go in here, you ready? And fully change and overwrite the divisions of each of these. Hear that? If we slow this right down to like a 16. Wow, how cool is that? And we can go in here and change. We can sync this up. So it's actually, let's stop this. And now you'll see, it's actually, now see how the whole thing's slowed down? Because these divisional things can overwrite what's happening. So especially if you choose sync. Remember that? So let's go to shuffle. Yeah, velocity. We'll throw in a velocity one too. Because you've got 8. Here's your velocity. Set a division of, we'll do 7, something out there. And you just pull down randomly. It's just so good, man. Hey, Limey Redneck, what's going on? Whoa! What happened there? Look at all this shit going on. It's mad. It's really good. And remember, you can change your notes at any time too. You want to come in here and change this up a bit. All right, let's talk about states. So we at least get to cover states in here and you know what's going on with them. We'll close our modifiers and our settings. Let's bring up states. So as I said in the beginning, this is state A. Now I can, if I want to, we'll stop this. If I want to copy this to another one, I can hold down and I can drag this over to state A. So it says now copied from A. And then I can go in here and randomize this. I might even want to go into the settings, change to an E, and take it to a major. And now we'll go back to state A, hit play. And now if I click state B, it's going to change at the next run through. So see, it's queued and now it's changed to an E. I can change back to an A, different pattern. So now I can grab B if I want, copy to C. And remember, if you want to go in here to B, I can change the color of this now so we know it's a different state. We can go into C now and change the color to blue so you know what state you're in. Let's change C to another note, another scale. So, and wait for it, we're going to do a song builder. Okay, so now if I head over to presets and hit save, I can name it. It's now saved this entire project, including all of the states. So all these states are in here. So whatever you've created as a state, so all these are blank, so they're not going to have anything in them. Every time I load, where'd my save go? Did I not do it? Hang on. Save. There it is. So yeah, every time if I bounce back and forward, bounce back to this, here we are. All our colors have been saved. Everything's saved. But here's where the magic happens. Let's close our settings. Let's close our presets. We've got our states open. If I notice when I hold down to drag, see this little plus? See that little plus appears in here. Well, now I can go in here and drag that up. And now it's put A in here and 16. So I can now start building a song. And it goes all up to 128 bars, right? So if I set it to 128, then I grab B, drag this in. Oops, it's frozen. Let's grab this, drag it in. And we'll make this 64. And then I grab C, drag it across. And we'll make this 128. Now when I hit play, it's going to run our sequence. Oops. Oh, I deleted it. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'll put this back here. So yeah, if you want to delete these out of here, you double tap and they'll delete. Okay. Oh God, what do I have to? Oh, I've got to go into settings, don't I? And turn on the. So if you want to turn on the sequencer, you have to open your settings and make sure Metasequencer is on. And now, when I hit play, you can see it counting down. And there you go. There's your song mode, baby. Let's add a B back in here. And we'll make it 32. Talk about absolutely. Now, remember, you can use this as just a simple sequencer as well, right? So you could do. Let's just show you what I mean. Let's just add another neon quickly. We've got 5 minutes, and we'll send this to our piano. Okay. So we could just have this here. Add our states, right? Copy this state over here. Oops. Let's go down here. To B. Copy our state, and then go in and add like a modifier, right? And now you've got a pattern but like a you'll get what I mean here. This is very rushed, what I'm trying to show you. So if we grabbed our states here and drag these into a player, yeah, just to give you an idea. So just using it as a simple sequencer that has variations, you know. So now we can turn this on, hit play. Right, so you can use it basically as a just a standard sequencer as well. And yeah, as Audible has said here, you can also add your states, add your modifiers to be controlled by CC MIDI here. So if we go in here, add a modifier, signed. I can't go into everything. I just don't have enough time. And you can choose a CC MIDI number. See how it goes up to 127? So you can control these with your MIDI notes. So you can set up your controller, add that in, go up here, add your freaking controller to your mix, whatever you want, hit your CC notes, do all that. All the parameters are open as well. Lots of parameters, modifiers, everything's open for you to fuck around with. So yeah, look, there's just a shitload of goodness to come from this app. It really is rad, I think. Great for randomization, great for organized sequences, and it's just pretty, isn't it? Remember to resave your presets too, if you've changed them. Let's just quickly add a... iSymphonic just got an update as well too. What I would love, the last thing I'll touch on before we play today's featured artist is you can choose a MIDI channel to send all of this to. What I would love is to have multiple MIDI channels. Wouldn't that be cool? And be able to send different notes, possibly. That would be cool, to different MIDI channels, and then thus sending different notes out to different sounds. That would be really sweet. Don't know if it can be done. Or even just modifiers. So, but you can choose a MIDI channel as well. As I said, it works in Logic, works anywhere that you can use a generative app to send notes. But there you have it. That is it. It is, well, how much is it? It's like $5. It's ridiculous. Ridiculously cheap. Aaron's obviously, updating it. He's already done an update for it. So, yeah. Remember, apps aren't Pokemon. You don't need to collect them all. But it's nice to understand how they work just in case you need something that's going to help you make better music, because it's not about the app. It's about what you can make, what your creativity can. You hear something in this app that you could possibly make. There's a lot of adventure to be had with Neon. It's a beautiful app. We've covered the generative shit just so people don't get fucking freaked out over it. Because, yeah. And you can, there's a modifier, the last thing quickly, there's also a modifier in here for states, right? Just so you be aware. If we go in here to sign, unassigned, there is an order. Oh, no, this is the order. God, I'm getting all over the place. Oh, so just covering the order thing last. This order one, this will override everything up the top. So you can actually go in and override the pendulum, So you can go in here and pick different ones, right? So when we hit play, this will this will go in and mess with. Oh, I've got the wrong one open, don't I? Yeah, here we go. So these will mess with the orders. It's just bonkers. Like, it really is bonkers. And it's not too hard to understand. Hopefully, I've explained it so you can see. Now, there is a manual. It's not finished. So I could be missing stuff because the manual's not finished. It's growing as it. So that's a really interesting thing as well. It is growing, the manual. All right, let's get out of here. Let's do this. Thanks for watching. If you haven't liked the video, please do so. If you're watching on the replay, thank you for being here. Do subscribey stuff and all that, all the YouTube typical things. Today's featured artist is Kid Kane. He's awesome. He's just dropped a brand new track. We're going to play it for you here today because that's what we do here on this channel. It's not just about teaching you apps and having rants and all this interviews and stuff. We like to play people's music as well because there's no point having apps if you're not making fucking music. You know what I'm saying, my friends? So let me find this. I think I had it ready to play and now I can't find it. This is called Got Brain Stem Damage by Kid Kane. I will see you tomorrow as we take a look at, finally, Nerd Synth by Audio Kit Pro. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we all rise together and stay awake, whatever you do. Don't get sucked in. All right, Kid Kane, Got Brain Stem Damage. Oj.
Electric chaos in your mind, but
see you over at Pete's. YML coming up next. I'll automatically dump you there. You all rock.